our society is moving forward and how we are going to adjust so that we can come with the best ways for dealing and handling life. Because in this new day and age, if you haven't looked up at the calendar, it's 2023, bro. We're no more in 2020, we're no more in 2010, we're no more in 2000, brother. We're now in 2023 and human beings are evolving as we currently speak. So I'm here to talk to you about an evolution that is very important to your daily living and existence. And that is money. Money. What is money? What is the purpose of money? What can we define as money? And what can money do for us whilst we are here on this earth? We have to understand this, we have to know this, because throughout most people's young lives, they are taught that money is something more than it actually is. However, it is not. I'm here to tell you, money is one thing, and one thing only. Money is not a currency. Money is not an amount. Money is not value. Money is not time, or whatever the fuck you wanna say, man. Money is one thing, brother. One thing. And you have to get this in your head. When you have a dollar up, money is only one thing, and money is a symbol. The same way Christ is a symbol. The same way the pyramid is a symbol. The same way the 50 stars on the American flag are a symbol. That is what money is, mate. Money is a symbol. It's a symbol of good faith and good hope. And when you understand that, you begin to realize the value of money. Because now that you realize it is a symbol of faith and good hope, you will act in accordance. And once you begin to act in accordance of that faith and good hope that money symbolizes, all of a sudden you start to see it flowing into your life. And that is when it becomes the currency. That's why it's called a currency, because it's a current. Look at all of the terminologies that are associated with money. Currency, river, flow. Income stream, money coming in. Cash flow, money flowing through the stream, through the river. And then eventually into a bank. Bank is in a river, so it is with money as well. There are banks where the currency, the water, the flow is stored. And then once again from that point, known as the bank, it is redistributed through several streams. So there is no difference between money and water. Money is just a symbol, mate. Money is a symbol representing something that you cannot see, something that is intangible, but we all feel the forces of its effect. Therefore, you must know that when you have this symbol within your hands, if you act in accordance with the good faith and hope, as I have stated before, money will begin to flow within your life, because people will realize that you actually value the symbol that you carry. And that is where it all starts. All perception of money starts with the value that you place on the symbol. To another person, they don't realize that it's a symbol, therefore they don't realize its value. And therefore, they spend it as fast as they get it, or even faster than they get it. They even get into debt. And that's just one perception of money from a person who does not realize that as a symbol, but they just see it as paper. And because they just see it as paper, what do you do with paper, fam? What do you do with paper? You see, when you have paper like this, you've eaten whatever you fucking eaten. What are you going to do? You're going to throw it in the bin. You're going to throw it in the bin, bruv. And that's exactly what you're going to do with your money when you do not understand its value. Because all you see is the paper. All you see is the material. Not realizing that this material, this paper, is a symbol. Money is not actually money, brother. This paper, rip it to shreds. It doesn't mean anything if there was a global catastrophe. Right now, all of you would be burning all the money that you had in your house to keep you warm. Because you realize that it has no more value once the economy is down. Once the planet is shut down and everything stops functioning. Global economies, governments, banks, blah, blah, blah. As soon as that happens, brother, you'll realize that this piece of paper means nothing. It was just a symbol the whole entire time. And eventually, when everything collapses, that's when you realize that, oh shit, let me burn the money, let me turn it into a fire so that we can stay warm. And the reason why I can honestly, truly understand this concept and grasp it so deeply rooted within me is because I come from a country where I literally saw the currency go from like $5 could get you a meal to the point where it got to $1 trillion. We had $1 trillion note, and that $1 trillion note could not buy you a loaf of bread, brother. And I started to realize, oh my gosh, this is just a symbol. They can literally just increase and increase and increase and increase the price as they please. They can just change it. Today wake up and say, this $5 is now worth $100. They wake up the next morning after that, this $100 is now worth $1,000. This 1,000 is now worth $1 million. Million to $1 billion. And I literally saw it go to trillions. And there was the potential for it to even go higher and higher and higher. But at some point it seemed like, this is a joke, man. And at that point, when it became a global joke, something that the whole world was laughing at, that's when they discontinued the distribution of that certain currency in my country. I'm sure you guys can make a good guess of what this country is. Just look for the country that had $1 trillion note, because I don't wanna say it out here and put my country on blast. It's a very beautiful country, amazing, beautiful people, welcoming people, very natural place where nature roams free, pollution is very low. And because we do not have a lot of the modern things, we live in a much cleaner and safer environment, I'd like to believe. Therefore you must visit this place. However, when it now comes to economics and stuff like that, when it now comes to the books and the things, yeah, that's where the boys got it wrong. The boys got it wrong. However, right now as we currently speak, they're trying to correct that. If not, go back into the same exact cycle that we came from before. Alas, that was the realization that money is a symbol. And the symbol can lose its value literally in the space of a day. Literally overnight, you could wake up tomorrow and the money that you earn today is worth nothing tomorrow. And that is the nature of the symbol. That is the nature of the game of the symbol. Because I used to see that happen all the time, where in the country that I was from, you'd make your money today, immediately you have to go and exchange it for foreign currency. Because tomorrow you're going to wake up and you have less money. The more days you keep waiting, you have less and less money. And these are people that are taking care of their families, taking care of themselves, needing food, needing electricity, needing water, needing to pay school fees and tuition. So they had to make the change immediately. They had to exchange the currency immediately. Otherwise, they'd wake up the next day, inflation. Money is now useless. Now you can't go buy bread. Even though you just spent the whole of yesterday working 12-hour shifts, now you can't buy shit because the money is not worth anything the next day because of inflation. So growing up in a situation like that, it brings perspective to mind that a lot of people in the world will never have that perspective. They'll never understand. Right now, in Europe and America, inflation is going crazy. However, they'll never understand how crazy inflation can actually be, because their systems will not allow that to happen. Alas, anything is possible. A global catastrophe can strike us today, and inflation can go crazy tomorrow. However, we're trying to be realistic, yeah. Most people will not understand what I'm talking about because the countries that they reside in will not allow that to happen. However, because of that, it gave me a different perspective on money, because I realized that money is just a symbol of faith and good hope. Faith and good hope in who? In the person that you're giving it to. But more importantly, and this is the one thing you need to understand, more importantly, apart from the transactions that you're making on a daily basis, the money that you're spending in the store, the money that you're spending there, more importantly, it's a symbol of faith and good hope between you and the government that provides it to you. Not with the person that you just exchange money with on the street there, or the supermarket that you just bought your groceries from, or the Gucci store that you just got your Gucci belt in. It's a symbol between you and your government, because the people are the ones who elect the government. So they say, the people are the ones who elect the government. Therefore, this is a symbol between you and your government that there's good faith. And I lived in a country where clearly there was no good faith between the people and the government. And therefore, the government allowed inflation to soar to all-time highs, breaking world records, literally world records of inflation all over the world. With however many countries we fucking have, with like 200, 300 and something countries that we have, these guys broke the record for inflation amongst every single country on the planet throughout any time in history. And therefore, that's why you must know it's a symbol between you and your government. You have good faith in the people that you are choosing to elect. That's literally what it is, mate. Nothing else. Money is not energy. Money is not time saver. Money is none of those things, brother. It's just a symbol that allows you to get what you want without having to break a leg and an arm, without having to barter for it. And what bartering means is that we would look for something to exchange. So back in the old days, before there was ever any money or currency, people would look for things that they wanted to exchange. So if you have a goat and I have no food for my family, but you do not have a place to store your water, I am going to come with my bottles. I come with my bottles and then I give them to you. I've given you a place for you to store your water, and now in exchange, because you have a lot of goats, you're gonna kill one for me and give me one of the goats. I give you my containers, and we say that is a fair trade, and that was what the barter system was. So you see, just from that explanation, you can already start to see the flaws within that system, and the fact that if I have no desire for these containers, therefore there is no exchange. But you, my friend, still desire the meat because your family needs to eat. But I have no use for your containers, even though I have a lot of goats. I have excess amount of goats that I could honestly just kill off and give to you. But that will not be a fair trade and a fair exchange for me, because that goat can have a child, have a kid, literally, and it becomes another goat, and my wealth just continues to increase and increase and increase and increase. Therefore, you must come with something to exchange that will be of value to me. And when it gets to a point where we cannot figure out things to exchange, even though one person desperately needs something, to the point that their life depends on it, but they have nothing to give, what do we do? Or what did we do as human beings? We created a symbol known as money to reflect the faith and good hope that when you give me this goat and I give you this money, which is backed by commodities, natural resources, minerals, that when I give you this note, the faith and good hope that you can go and exchange this note for those minerals, commodities, and natural resources that are valuable to everyone. So it became a symbol backed by resources. It became a symbol backed by resources. So at a point in time, if you had a $1 note, it meant that you have $1 worth of gold in a bank somewhere in the world. And that's how money worked. It was based off of the resources that it was linked to. So each and every single dollar had intrinsic value, because each and every single dollar was backed by the same amount of resources, in particular gold. So each and every dollar is backed by a dollar amount of gold. Up until President Ronald Reagan went into power and the US faced some financial crisis in the world, and he literally told the people that something that had been being done for hundreds of years was going to finally come to an end.
But decided to stop tying the value of the dollar to gold. This permitted them to print as much money as they wanted to spend, and that's why we've had this crippling inflation. We'll never regain price stability until we restore some form of gold backing to the dollar. As president, my first priority will be to make the dollar the most trusted currency in the world.
And the dollar is no more going to be backed by the gold reserves, meaning that the dollar can be printed at will. And that is why you see inflation increasing every single year. Because right now, money is not a symbol. Money is literally air, and they're printing it out of the air. Money is no more a symbol. And that's why slowly we become less and less of a cash-strapped society, and we're moving into a digital age where the currency is now on your screen. The money is now digits and codes, and it's no more natural resources. It's no more tangible resources, tangible, valuable goods that you can exchange. Money is now air, and it's being printed in excess all over the world. And that is the global system that we're currently running in. Ever since the Reagan administration decided that the dollar will no more be backed by the gold, because they were running out of gold. And if they're running out of gold, they're running out of money. So they decided that we are going to change the rules. Nobody batted an eye. Everyone accepted it, because they're like, you're gonna get more money. Not realizing money is just a symbol, brother. It's just a symbol like anything else. As I told you, like this metal, like the cross, all of it is a symbol. And symbols are powerful. Symbols are powerful tools. However, know that symbols are not more important than the human being that is perceiving that symbol. And this is the main point that I want to drive from this talk, is that the power does not lie in the symbol that you hold, but the power lies within you, who perceives the symbol that you hold. The power does not lie within the cross. The cross is a powerful thing, but the power does not lie within the cross. The power lies within you, who perceives the cross. Because I take that same cross, I take it back thousands of years, I time traveled back thousands of years, and I take it back to the Neanderthals. They do not understand what that means. To them, they're just going to take it, throw it within their fire, and bam, you've got a fire for the night. But to you, who perceives it as you do today, you know that that symbol has power, because collectively as human beings, we have all agreed that this particular symbol signifies something very, very significant throughout human history. And that is the same thing with money, that this paper signifies faith and good hope between you and the person that you're exchanging with, and most importantly, between you and the government. So know that that is what money actually is. That is the true value, purpose, and essence of money. Nothing else. Nothing else. It is a symbol and can only be placed and seen as a symbol. It is not your entire life. It is not your entire existence. But it is literally one icon, one beacon, one symbol that has one purpose, which is to get you what you desire.